Hello YouTube, this is Dakota from Bowtied Media, and we have got a brand new reaction to the brand new, and I want to say, first color bass album. It is Chime's Aetherborne. This album has been anticipated for quite some time now, and color bass has felt like it's been around in the EDM scene for a long time now, although it really isn't. It's fairly new, all things considered, but I'm just shocked. This is the first real big, at least, project that we've had from color bass. And so Chime, being the sort of pioneer of said genre, is the one to kind of welcome us into and pioneer into a new era of color bass dominance. At least we'll find out on this album. So we're going to do a first listen. This thing is massive. 17 songs long. Looks like one sort of intro and outro. So 15 full tracks, it looks like. And yikes, it is meaty. It is meaty in a good way. So I'm excited to hop into this. Let's I guess just do it. I've obviously heard a bunch of the songs from before. I've heard the singles. I've done a lot of reaction videos to the singles. So if you'd like to see original reactions to that, you can go see the rest of my channel, and I'll probably pop them up in the links here. But yeah, I will be listening through everything right now fully. Let's do it. So here is the first track. This is Into the Machine. I'm interested to see if this is going to be like a continuous project of sorts. Slender Man running. Okay, so something that I just want to say off the bat, I realize now what this album I think is going for. It's literally like I understood from Atoms to Pixels of having a kind of a real person go into a digital realm, and that's what this is. You're going into the machine and going into whatever. And so I didn't realize, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you go into the Spotify, at least this is what I'm listening through, the lyrics, there actually is lyrics here, and it says help, 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 and then dialogues in Aether speak. It says, finally you have arrived. Your help is needed. We are broken. Only you can reform our fragments. For this, you'll be granted eternal life among the stars. There is no return. Do you accept our quest? And then that was the clicks of yes. Step into the machine. Okay, that's exciting. I love the lore of this so far already. This is giving me chills a little bit already. So I have heard already before from Atoms to Pixels, but we will listen to it again. Here we go.
I've heard the call. I've made my choice to trade my life for eternal colors among the stars. This machine will be the death of me, then show me who I'm meant to be. A world of my own mind's creation stands ahead.
Such a grand opening of the first track, and then this.
I start to feel my body fade now. My journey's about to begin. There's no return.
Man, this is legit. Like, oh, this feels like I'm listening to the song for the first time. Like, this is, oh. Man, this is, I love this. Oh, baby. Okay, so I have realized something off the bat here. So first off, I not really realized, but I when the singles were coming out, I tried not to listen to them too much on repeat because I wanted to sort of have a holistic experience like I am now, where I go front to back and kind of hear the whole storylines and try not to piece together as it comes out slowly. I kind of wanted to wait for it to all come out and then do one big listen. And my goodness, even the first two tracks, the storyline is there, the sound design is there, the quality is there, the mixing is there, everything is. That felt like one of the greatest listens I've had of that track in particular. Even though I've listened to it before, I've had a bunch of listens before, but this now knowing what's coming and the anticipation for it being a lead in, it's like an explosive act one of a movie or play or something like that. And that listening experience was greater now with the context of what it's going to become and what will hopefully be. So that was absolutely fantastic. I loved that. That was insane. I somehow managed to like it way more than I have originally, just off of the listen of what's coming on. So, whew, okay. Wow. I just need to get into this. So let's keep going. This is Homeworld next. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Wow, very bright. This feels like a tone setter, even though we had a tone setter already of sorts. Oh. Okay, and it's a continuous one. So, Homeworld feels very homey. It does feel like a tone setter at some point, where it just feels like it's an establishing track for more to come, and the night's very bright, plucky tones that isn't as intensely grand as From Atoms to Pixels is previously, to sort of kind of bring it down, and I wouldn't say like right-sized expectations, because you're not going to get a whole album of From Atoms to Pixels just based off of the explosiveness of the track. And so this is a nice little, like, it's not like an interlude of sorts, but it feels also like an interlude-esque, where it's just a little bit more on the simplistic side, which is a good thing, and you don't need an album. I don't want an album that's very all over the place in terms of like having just energy 24/7. I don't want that. I want some variation. So, like the track, I didn't think it was anything too out there. But let's hop into the next one. This is Sherwood. So I actually just ended up breaking the cord to my headphones to plug in, but we've got Bluetooth, so we'll use Bluetooth for now. So it's not optimal, but that's what's going to need to happen. So here we go. This is Sherwood. Even this one's been out for a little bit. I don't think I've listened to it in a while. Maybe even once or twice, so. Does this feel like old school color bass a little bit? Like OG. Oh, this is from 2018. That's why. Okay. Interesting that there's songs from 5 years ago in here. Okay. I can definitely feel... Oh. No, and it's continuous too. Okay, I'm fascinated to know if Chime really planned all this in advance. Like, did he actually keep these songs? Like, did he know he was making this album back in 2018 when he made this original track? And so, I'm pretty sure that was my first listen of the track. I'd be shocked if I actually had heard that in previous years. I think of all the stuff. One second here. I think this does sound like older Chime. It definitely does have that sense to it where it feels like it's a bit of an older track. It just feels like it's like melodic dubstep with a hint of color bass, with a hint of this older sound. So that one, not anything too special for me personally, I would say. That one does, it just feels like a product of the time, and it's crazy to see how far even Chime has gone from Atoms to Pixels to Sherwood, and just how different the sound is. So, yes, it's different, but I'm also not saying it in a bad way. I'm not saying it's not cohesive from that song to another, and it's like, it shouldn't be on the album. I'm just saying you can. I think if you're really listening, you can hear the differences and just the way that the song is presented and the structure of it, and just what's happening in the track, the difference from one to another, one kind of era, even though it was 5 years ago. So let's hop into a new track, though. This is Subterranean. Here we go. Here we go. I wonder how many instrumental tracks there are going to be versus, like, lyrics, obviously. Like, this just sounds like, I don't know, the way it's mixed, it just sounds different from, like, Sherwood. Okay, this one's interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, and still continuous. Okay, so yeah, this one feels like it's a little bit more in the lower register. It feels like a little bit more of if Sherwood was your kind of nice, bright daytime forest, like pixies in the kind of like magical forest. This is like your nighttime kind of really intense, like noir style track, and I prefer this one over like a Sherwood. I think it just feels a little bit more. I don't know, a little bit more intriguing to me personally. I think it just feels I don't know. That one's another one where it's definitely not trying to do too much. It's not as explosive as some other tracks are. It's just trying to set tone. It's already set tone. It's embracing a tone and a style that is different from everything. And I keep repeating that I don't want the whole album to be from atoms to pixels. I think it would not be like that. It would not be good that way. And so I'm enjoying this so far. I'm liking the progression of the album. It feels very cohesive. It feels very Chime-like. It feels very, I don't know, intriguing and interesting so far. So, but let's head into a new track. I say new for this video, but it is not new. Bittersweet Butterflies is one that we've already listened to. If you want to listen to my original reaction, it'll be somewhere up here. But yeah, here we go. This is Bittersweet Butterflies. This one's just a bop, honestly. I just realized this sounds like color-based Madeon, right? Color-based Madeon? Come on. It's getting glitchy.
What is this? This feeling. Something's wrong here.
I really like this track, honestly. A banger track. And it's still going to be continuous, right? It is indeed. Okay. Bittersweet Butterflies, another great track. I've loved this one from the single, it being released beforehand. There really is, I feel like, a difference in, obviously because they're the single tracks, but the newer singles just feel like they blow everything else out of the water. Not to say the other ones aren't good. I'm just saying that they're just incredible. These singles are so good. And so, man, I've said a lot before on another video about this already, so I'm not going to talk too much in detail. But so damn good. I love it. And I really feel like that the middle part does sound like Maddie on it. It feels like color-based Maddie on. Honestly, I don't take that back. And speaking of Maddie, we're going to do a song called Zephyr with Mona Moa. I don't know how to say that exactly, but let's get into this brand new track, and let's get into Zephyr. That is a hefty synth line. Oh. Oh, that's so fun. And as always, it is continuous and moves into the next track, which is great. I love that about it so much. I really do like continuous projects, and so I'm excited to give another listen after this to go all the way through, because I do want to kind of give my takes and give my feelings about tracks as we go. This track is great. This is one of my new favorites. Maybe I think this is really fun. This one doesn't have the quite the like grandeur of something like a From Outer Pixels, but I keep coming back to that because I like that in some extent. This feels like a great in between, a middle ground of kind of the earlier tracks and then that. I loved that. I don't even know what you call it. The synth line, the wham wham wham, just like the way it's processed, the way it's the effects on it. It just sounds like I said, meaty. It sounds like just gargantuan, and it's just a wall of sound that just engulfs you, and I particularly love that about the track. Back end was really fun and interesting as well. So another solid cut. So let's hop into the next one though. This is Chrysalism. Here we go. We're in a thunderstorm now. Oh, we're inside. Okay, we got out of the thunderstorm. Oh, this is different. Like, this would have a really cool music video. It's like very kind of flashy, plucky, all over the place. Oh. And now spring is here. The storm is gone. I like the little like detour in this journey of like the storm's in, so let's get inside, and now it's like, ooh, and now we're gonna get a little plucky, and we're gonna go it's like that. This is very fun. That track was another one that I've really enjoyed. I'm just loving this project so far. I'm loving this album. That one is very interesting, very unique, I would say, comparatively to the other tracks, and way more minimalistic than I expected it to be, all things considered, and that it had any right to be, honestly. And I liked it a lot. I love the plucky synths. I love the sound design. I love the storyline that it's telling so far, and just the in and out, the quick detour that just is something that's a little more interesting, a little bit more like a palate cleanser, I think, of sorts. So I like that one a lot. So let's hop into the next track, Bloom. This is another one from a long time ago that I don't think I've actually, that I at least consciously remember. I don't think I have. I'm not sure. Oh. No, this sounds familiar. It's jittery, isn't it? Like, yeah. This is one that I kind of like. It feels older, just by a little bit. I don't know what it is. Is it like the complexity of it? I'm not sure. Okay, Bloom, done and dusted. Another one that feels a little bit more, I would say, just a tad on the underwhelming side. It didn't feel like it was quite as, I don't know, as interesting as some of the other songs on this album. The other songs, at least particularly like the one last, Chrysalism, feels like it has its own definitive style. It feels like it's got this very interesting take on the genre as a whole and on color and Chime style that makes it unique, where this one just feels like it's kind of your almost bread and butter color-based song. That being said, this is from 3 years ago, and so that sort of makes sense because that's sort of the product of this was in the past, and was Chime actually intentionally making this into an album at some point, and so that one just feels a little bit more on the underwhelming side. If I'd have a guess, I think this one was probably added just to give the album a boost in streams, maybe. I know there's intentionality there, but just because of this one being a fairly popular song with 250,000 streams. So this one just feels like it does fit the thematic and the cohesion of the project, and still is one that kind of you can just slap this in and people wouldn't really complain one way or another. So that is Bloom, though. So let's move into Beyond the Peak, another one which I did an original reaction to, although I realized I did not do one for Bittersweet Butterflies. So Beyond the Peak, somewhere here if you want to see the original reaction. But here we go. This is Beyond the Peak. There's the lyrics. Okay.
Dear machine, I am haunted by a world that swallows me. The ice beneath me, frozen memories slowly break me. And I can barely breathe. Dear machine, can I break free? These thoughts that beckon me.
Proud of this hits. Love those. Use that really wet sound design.
Has fallen down on me. I'm buried in too deep. I stumble to my feet, tears frozen to my cheek. Dreams that bring me light, they
This is the best part, honestly. the continuous part of it. Okay, Beyond the Peak. I mean, this one, I feel like people have had a lot of time to sit with because this was the start of the singles coming into this like album cycle of sorts, because obviously there's the other singles like Cloud Factory from before and Bloom and stuff like that, but this one really was like the album is coming out. This is the album run, the album cycle. This is the new track, and so this was the one to kind of kick it all off, and I like it. I really do. But that being said, I think it's a little underwhelming. I think, all things considered, listening to the other ones, I don't know what it is. Maybe I've played this one more so, and so I've maybe worn this one out a little bit to me. But this doesn't feel as fresh or as, I don't know. Maybe fresh is the best word compared to the other ones. But that's, I guess, sort of how things go sometimes. But yeah, that one's interesting for me. Listening to that, I didn't have this as explosive as a listening experience as I had maybe had in the past, or I did on first listen. So just still a solid track. But let's head into the next one, which is indeed Cloud Factory. Here we go. Forgot about that drum fill. I forgot about this song. This is fun. Okay, interesting. Cloud Factory, track from before, so people probably have their opinions on it already. And yeah, that one, I forgot about it as much. And that one, it feels like it's like audible whiplash a little bit in a fun way, in a kind of very playful way. We're just like, oh gosh, oh goodness, just so. That's what I have to say about that. Another great track, one that I enjoyed. Maybe not as much as some other ones on here, but still just so good. And also, when I'm saying I don't love them as much, they're still like really great songs. It's like comparing like, I was gonna say silver to gold, but those are kind of, they're one that does have more value than the other. Yeah, so you know what I mean. They're great. So let's head into the next track. This is Escape Velocity. This already got a bit of like a more four on the floor kind of beat. Can it be like a house track? What does this remind me of? Annihilate. I don't want to say annihilate there. Oh, this is great. Not expect this.
Free your soul beyond reality, divorce your mind, breakdown, causality. We're going to space to feed your curiosity. Open your eyes, escape velocity, free.
I want to say like seek, annihilate, destroy. I don't know what song that is.
Breakdown, causality. We're going to space to feed your curiosity.
That's only in my head.
Your eyes, escape velocity.
Ignition sequence start.
Whoa. Yo. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay, it's just leading, of course it is. My goodness, we got drum and bass, escape velocity, drum and bass. It's well with a mixture of color bass, so it is like a color bass. Okay, no, that gonna mix together drum and bass and color bass to make color bass. That's how that works. It's color, drum and color. Drum and color, that's what I'm calling it, drum and color. It's not, though, like a purely color-based track. It does obviously it is very much your kind of drum and bass style, but that was great. I really like that. I know Chime has a tendency to come every now and then and make a D&B track, and it's not without it's not beyond his repertoire of things that he's done in the past, and I really like the flair of the very unique plucky synths has been all throughout this project, mixed in with a drum and bass quick style tempo, and that was honestly one of my favorites. Again, this one feels like a nice little I don't know if palate cleanser is the right word, but of being in the middle of all this like grand tracks of all these, I keep using the word grand, but all these like really, I don't know, I just feel like it's the best word to describe them. They just feel like this long expansive storytelling, this narrative, and then kind of come in and intersplice all these kind of detours here and there, and then come make it back on track one way or another. So that one was very, very great. I like that one a lot. But let's head into the ASMR song, Intermolecular Lullaby. Another one that I did a reaction to already, so you can see my original reaction here. But this is the one that Chime says he was inspired by ASMR and the quiet sounds. So here is Intermolecular Lullaby.
Code on a screen or a flashy machine. It doesn't matter now. I'm somewhere in between. A human inability, a lifelong burden, inconceivable fragility. But I must keep working.
I love the layered sound design.
Before I came to Earth, but this fear has been with me since my birth. There's a tone in my head or something new. It's impossible to breathe through 4 dimensions. Don't say goodbye. Before I share my inventions, I need more time to hear, to love, to laugh, to make mistakes and become the hero while I'm still awake.
Oh, what a great track. It's really fascinating to hear these transition. Oh, it's just that wall sound, okay. Okay, oh man, Intermolecular Lullaby, another one that I really enjoyed from the kind of new singles, the kind of newer 2023 singles. And the more I listen to that one, the more I actually really appreciate it. I love particularly the layered sound design in the first half there. That is truly those kind of ASMR inspired, quaint little small sounds, the small sounds that really make a big impact. And I like it a lot. And it is the namesake. I think that's one of the potentially perfect name you can call that song, Intermolecular Lullaby. I think it's just everything about it, the stylizing of it, the branding of it, the actual sound design, the quality, the mixing, it's fantastic. And I'm loving this project. Let's head into the next track, though. This is Mindburn. Okay, psych. I actually got a chord now for it because it was really annoying me. So we're going to hop into Mindburn now. I did take a quick break in between to get the chord, but okay, very different tone to start. It's like creepy almost. I feel like I'm in like a movie trailer. It's like a chase scene? Like, is there someone like coming after Chime or the protagonist here? There's a lot happening. This is like the fellow feeling of Aetherborne. Whoa, hard style, baby. And that was supposed to be Take My Place in probably Aether Speak or whatever it was called earlier. Fascinating track. Absolutely fascinating track. Like I said in the middle, I think this feels like the fellow feeling of the album, where it feels like, and for those of you unaware, the Porter Robinson's Worlds had a like explosive middle song that was kind of like this a lot, and it also had this kind of feeling of like an AI versus human, or like it was like an intertwining of the two, like a natural versus physical kind of aspect of it, and I think this is sort of that as well too. There's like an internal turmoil or battle happening, so this, I would be shocked if it wasn't taking deep inspiration from that track in particular, but fascinating one. Very, very fascinating. It just goes and goes and has the hardstyle turn in it, and it is just, interesting one, for sure. Interesting one. Let's hop into Aetherborne, though. So here we go. This is the title track, Aetherborne. So it's kind of like we just defeated a boss. Like we just, like, won a battle of sorts in this journey, in this narrative. So let's see where we go from there. Is this going to be like the ethereal looking over everything now? Like you've won it all? This does feel very climactic. This feels like a culmination of it all in one final track, even though it's not the final track. Okay, we're back to this like drum and bass. Okay, Aetherborne, the title track. Interesting one. This feels like a part 2 of Mindburn, honestly. This feels like a part 2 of this kind of fellow feeling style legacy track that I was kind of talking about, where there just is this storyline hidden here of this good versus evil, nature versus digital, and it's kind of back and forth. And it felt like it's a little bit of the same storyline there, even though I did like the track quite a bit. I like all these tracks. They're very solid. But it just feels like it's a little more of the same. I felt like this could have been tacked onto the last one a little bit. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that one's an interesting one. That one I might need to revisit. I wasn't too sure really what was going on here, what the narrative storyline there was, but let's hop into Starstorm. And this one's confusing because Starstorm was a song that came out by Chime like years ago, like 2017. But this doesn't have the same plays as the other one did. And like on Spotify, it's not like linked, and it's shorter. So I'm not sure if this is the older song. I have no idea. I cannot remember the other song at all. But this is, I guess, the newer Starstorm. So here we go. Still going? Okay. Okay. Chill out. Oh, it's still going. Oh, great finale here. Finale felt a little quick, but I really liked it. And if this is the finale for the whole record too. Oh, we're doing a full fade out. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the question mark, but yeah. Okay, so that was the real like finale of the project there, and I think the song did a great job doing that in the back half of kind of encompassing all of what the record was meant to be and do into one final kind of section, one final movement. And I thought it was very well put together, and I thought it was a great, appropriate conclusion to a record. That being said, we do have another song. So let's hop into the song right away. Then we'll talk about the album as a whole. This is question mark. But on Spotify, you can see dialogues in Aether speak, it says. So I'll read it out. So it says, I'll read it before we go. It says, "Why am I still here? This is all wrong. The promise was false. Will I remain here for eternity? Wait, I am the Grand Chime now. This makes no sense. Get me the hell out of here. And then a ton of help. Okay, let's listen to it. The Grand Chime? Is it going to loop all the way? Oh, it does. It does loop. Okay, I was listening to the first little bit of the original, and it starts with help, 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 and then finally, you've arrived. Your help is needed. We are broken. Only you can reform our fragments. For this, you'll be granted eternal life among the stars. There's no return to accept your request. Okay, so it's a full... Okay. So, let's look about this album holistically. It's a bit of a concept album. It really is. It has a bit of a kind of through storyline here that isn't as explicit with narratives and lyrics. It kind of requires some either critical thinking and some background knowledge about what's happening. And obviously, if I didn't see the Spotify lyrics here, I would have no idea what it's trying to say. But yeah. Okay, really fascinating project as a whole. I'm excited to dive into this a little bit more and kind of figure out the whole storyline here, the thematic. It seems like it's a person or like someone that's obviously getting sucked into some world. They're going from the atom to the pixel, and someone that's kind of hopping into some digital world, some polygamic world, whatever the word was used before. And then kind of going through and exploring this world, going on this journey, and then the hope that you would eventually come back to reality or come back to life, and then end up being the false promise, like the last song says, and then being the Grand Chime. I'm the Grand Chime, and then help, and then it's all a reset. Interesting. And then I guess my guess would be the person saying help, then it's running into, if I had to just guess based off of right away, that you are then the person that says, like, the Grand Chime is then the person that says, do you accept the quest? Like, we need a savior. Do you accept the quest? And then it's just this infinite loop of this singular person, the singular entity. So fascinating. I wonder if that is actually it. I need to do a little deep dive into the storyline a little bit more and see maybe what Chime has said about it. But if that is it, I really like that. It's a fascinating storyline and through line narrative. So as a whole album, though, logistically and production-wise and everything, I thought it was really good. I thought it was absolutely solid. This is top-tier color base. There were some songs in here that were a little bit older that I felt like maybe didn't need to be on the project and could have been had a couple more newer kind of single-style tracks. That being said, the newer singles, I think, were by far the best tracks. Like From Atoms to Pixels, Bittersweet Butterflies, Beyond the Peak. Actually, Beyond the Peak, I don't know. Intermolecular Lullaby for sure. So, I don't know. That's an interesting thing. What does it say about the album? If you like if the singles are the best part of it, is it like a solid? I don't know. That's a whole discussion for another thing. But absolutely adored this. I love this. This is one that I think is great because you can dive into it in real depth and real detail, whether it's in the production and the way the sound design is put together, or just the storyline and that narrative that I've kind of been talking about and trying to decipher. It's something you can get lost in and get sucked into. And so, way to go, Chime. This is absolutely great. This is absolutely fantastic. And this is a killer debut LP. Absolutely insane. Way to go, Chime. But yeah, other than that, I'd love to know what you think of this album in the comment section below. Love to know any and all thoughts. I'm trying a new strategy with these songs or these albums where I cut the songs in between. I don't do the whole length. Maybe you like that. Maybe you don't like that. Let me know what you think. It helps, I think, with copyright sometimes with some of the bigger projects that I may be covering in the future. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Other than that, I am Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'll see you guys in another video.